1, 2, testing. 1, 2, 2, 1, testing. Hello. So as y'all can tell, I'm outside today. I hope it's not too noisy, so you'll be able to hear like the whatever's passing by. But I feel like y'all can still be able to hear me. So as y'all can tell by the title, the name of the story time is "The Time I Dated a Mega Pastor's Son." So let's get into it. So back when I was in undergrad, which was like 20, when did I graduate? 2021. So probably like 2019, 2020, around that time. I was still in undergrad, and I believe I was still going to my other school before I transferred to where I graduated from. So at the time, I was still in undergrad. So mind you, I was living my college girl life. This will all make sense, but keep that in mind. I was living my college girl life around this time, right? So, we met off Instagram, We met off Instagram. We was talking on Instagram for a while, and then he seemed normal. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, we should gonna, go out, get some food, whatever. I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, eventually I got comfortable enough to be like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, sure, let's go on a date. We did date for about a year. So when I say date, I mean like just that. So going on dates. He wasn't my boyfriend. I wasn't his girlfriend. None of that. But we were just going on dates. But these dates were like nice dates. So we would go to like nice restaurants. We would go to dessert spas. We went to college baseball games. I mean, like just cool places. And I didn't have to pay for a thing. I didn't have to pay for a thing. Like, one time I even had to force him to let me pay for the frozen yogurt. Because we went to get dessert from Sweet Frog, and I had to, like, force him to let me pay for Sweet Frog. So, he was very good when it came to, like, dating. I don't want to say courting, but when it came to, like, treating a woman, when you're getting to know a woman, like, opening her door, ordering for her. Like, it was just very much like what a husband should be. What you're looking for in a husband type vibes. Or what you're looking for when... It was just different from when I had been a scene. Like, most of the niggas I was dealing with was just, not gonna say bummy, but niggas barely had a car. And this nigga had a couple cars. You see what I'm saying? Like, would come pick me up, and like the was it black or white? The white SUV, you see what I'm saying? The Cadillac. Like, it was nice. Like, niggas was alright. So we were dating for, like I said, for about a year. We were going on dates. So like we would go to cool places like restaurants. I didn't have to put on my wallet anytime. And when I say restaurants, I'm not talking about no regular schmegula. I'm talking about restaurants I've never even heard of. I didn't even know it was in this area. And I'm not saying that to say I'm not used to nothing. I'm just saying that to say, y'all, I hadn't been used to that in a scope or in the dynamic of dealing with a man. You know what I mean? Like, I was always putting niggas on to the nice restaurants. I never was in a situation where a nigga put me on to a nice restaurant. You get what I'm saying? It was great. Honestly, y'all, like, and one thing I can't say about him, like, was killing me, but one thing I can't say about him, like, he was very sweet. Very sweet, very awkward, quirky. Awkward and quirky. I mean, I feel like to me he wasn't unattractive, but he kept always talking about how he was unattractive. But to me, he wasn't. Like, I'm not even going to give y'all the physical appearance, because y'all going to put two together and end up figuring out who I'm talking about. I don't like, especially since it's a local mega pastor. So, and I feel like if y'all knew, y'all would be like, okay, you know what I mean? Y'all wouldn't be like, anyway, very sweet, like I said, really cool, just awkward, and had, like, dry humor. Like, he was a very, like, things that, like, I can't explain it, like, quirky, like, I just can't explain it, but y'all gotta remember, that's what I'm attracted to. I've always said, I've always been attracted to the quietest nigga in the room. The class clown has never been my type. So, and appearance-wise, he gave everything that I wanted appearance-wise, what I was looking for in a man appearance-wise, you know what I'm saying? So he was quirky and stuff like that, but I'm the type of person, like, if you treat me like a princess, like, I ain't gonna say you can be ugly and treat me like a princess, but if you lie and you treat me like a princess, you're a 10 out of 10. You're a 10 out of 10 in my book. We're not talking up. You're a 10 out of 10. That was about it. Like, he was just quirky, like, awkward, dry humor, like, but I just was like, I had been used to being around different people, so it was like, the dry humor didn't really throw me off. You know what I mean? Or, like, make me feel weird. Now, one thing I will say, And I never really seen this as like a red flag. And y'all can let me know if I should have seen it as a red flag or anything. But when we would be in public, he would always tell people I was his girlfriend. And I wasn't. And then when he would tell people like, yeah, I bought it for my girlfriend. And he would like look at me to be funny. Then he would be like, she probably did. He would be like, if it was a waiter, he'd probably be like, they probably don't even believe in my girlfriend. They probably think I'm lying. They probably think we're sisters. So every time, probably we're siblings. Like every time we were out in public or something, it's just he would make a big deal out of like how I was more attracted than him and how people wouldn't believe we were together. I guess part of me was flattered, so I didn't see it as like strange. But now I'm like, any nigga that's with me should know he that nigga. Like, you shouldn't be sitting there trying to figure out why I'm with you. Like, you should know, like, you're that nigga. It's obviously something about you that I like. So that was kind of weird, but like I said, part of me was probably flattered, so I didn't even think too much of it. Now, when things went left is when we went to his birthday dinner. Yeah. The birthday dinner, everything was cool. It was like a group of his friends, male and female, which was fine. Now, I was made aware that he had some female best friend that he went to church with. I didn't think much about it because, again, y'all, I was living my best life. So we go to the dinner and the girl's there. I'm not thinking too much of it because I'm like, this ain't my nigga eat neither. Like, this ain't my man no way, so I'm not tripping, girl. You know what I mean? Like, and plus, you're supposed to be the best friend anyway, so you're definitely nothing to worry about, right? Right. So we at the dinner, and he introduces me like, hey, guys, this is my girlfriend, Joe. And I'm like, and then he was like, just kidding, just kidding. But when I tell you, everybody else was cool. Like, nobody else really tripped because it gave, like, they used to him doing stupid stuff like this, or they used to him saying stuff like that. But when I tell you that girl looked so uncomfortable with me at that table, I mean, she looked so uncomfortable, like, but it was like, she couldn't say nothing. I don't know, it was just weird. And for me, I always peeped that, I always had that in the back of my mind. Even though, mind you, I wasn't even looking at this man, like, on that type of tip. Or I'm not gonna say I wasn't on that type of tip, but I wasn't really chasing behind him, like, girl, I'm nothing for you to be mad at. Be mad at that man if you dealing with him, you want to deal with him, don't. I ain't no competition because I ain't even in the game. I ain't even in the race. I feel like she obviously liked him and was wondering who in the world is this girl. Like, I feel like she had heard, like, oh yeah, he been going on dates. Because mind you, y'all, I pulled up to the church a couple times. Now, I didn't pull up. I never went to a service because I had my own church where I had my own life. Like, I had been in church my whole life, so I had my own world. And it gave very much. If I was going to be dealing with him, I had to cut, not only cut off my church, but like, if I was going to be dealing with him, even just boyfriend, girlfriend, I had to go to his people's church. That's just what it was going to be. That's just what it was going to be. And my thing was, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? That's what people say, leave your family and cleave to your husband or something like that. I'm all for that, but you're not my husband. So I'm not leaving my foundation for your folks. And then, yeah, that's another topic. So I could tell she was wondering who I was, but she knew of me to know I'm the girl he been going on dates with. I'm the girl who been showing up to the church. Because sometimes he would have me meet him at the church, so he would have to come all the way down here. Because the church was a little ways from where I'm located. I'm trying not to tell too much, because I feel like y'all gonna figure this out, but I would sometimes meet him at the church. So somebody seen my car. Somebody probably said, whose car is this parked over there in the west wing of blah, blah, blah. And they see, you know, like, because I would leave my car there. We would go on our dates, and I would come back, get my car, go home. So old girl knew about me. You know what I'm saying? She knew of me. She knew, oh, this is the girl that's been going on dates with him type vibes. And obviously, there was a little insecurity there, because she was looking at me like, and I'm looking like, I'm not even looking at her, y'all. Like, so, really where it started to go left with the dating and whatnot was because I started to notice he had, like, what I wasn't used to, and maybe people in the church world are used to that, like especially men who have fathers that are of a certain level of status. But I was just noticing how his father plays such a key, pivotal. His father made all the decisions for the man. Like the man wanted to go to Bible school, right? Because his daddy told him he couldn't go to Bible school, he didn't go. Yikes. Now, mind you, I'm like, is the daddy financing the Bible school? Because then anything you finance, you have a right to give an insight to. But my thing is, I was looking at him like, if you want to go to Bible school, just go to Bible school. Like the man was pursuing ministry. You understand what I'm saying? To where I'm like, I can see why your daddy wanted to have you on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, oh, then when I distracted, but I'm like, the man was not pursuing ministry and didn't give anything remotely interested in pursuing ministry. And I'm not saying that like he was a bad person, but I'm just saying you could just tell. So I was just like, that was weird. It was like a heavy dependency to based on whatever his daddy was gonna do or say. That was what the rules were. Now, mind you, I think he did stay with his peoples at the time, so I do understand that too. But even that, like, I still, my mama, she still don't be telling me what I can and cannot do. And to that degree, especially as a man, that was a red flag to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not red flag, but that was a little yellow flag to me, like, because my man gonna have to stand on his, but we gonna stand up. Stand up. When it comes to that, stand up. So I had come to the conclusion, slowly but surely, y'all. I had slowly but surely come to the conclusion that when it came to who this man was gonna marry and be with, that dude was making that decision as well. Mm-hmm. So I will say this before I get back into the daddy thing and how the daddy made the decision who he was gonna be with. I will say that he never tried anything with me. The boy, he never was disrespectful. Now I will say this: he never was disrespectful. Let me say that. I'm not gonna say he never tried because he just did, but for me, and this is just my personal opinion, when it comes to those type of scenarios or those type of situations, I feel like the woman calls the shots. Essentially, like you essentially decide what you want to do with that man and what you don't. But I'm talking about when you're dealing with a sane human being that's not a disgusting pervert that wants to rape, wants to hurt women. But when you're dealing with somebody, y'all are both in church, you know what I mean? Or y'all are both good kids. Let's just say that y'all are both good people or whatnot. I just feel like when it comes to that type of thing, women run that to a certain extent. For me, it's always been a thing for me where it's like, especially with church. Now, I know this is going to sound terrible, but when it comes to secular or worldly men, I will play them like I can play them like a tambourine. Okay? When it comes to secular men, I will play them like a tambourine. You hear me? But when it comes to men that are in church, I'm just very like careful. Like I feel like I don't want to spoil anyone. You know what I mean? Like I just do not. My main thing is just you don't spoil the men of God. Just like I would not want no man to see me in church and think, oh yeah, I'm on that. Like let me break that down. Let me get on that and break that down and get what I can get and use and abuse and drop it. That's just not me when it comes to church. When it comes to church, man, I keep my hands off of them. I don't even, and I'm very selective when it comes to dating them. I'm very selective about them being conversations had and all that. Now them secular men, I'll play you like a flute. You understand what I'm saying? I'll play you like a flute. But the ones that's in church, I'll leave them alone. I don't even play with them. I don't even mess around with them. Just because I'm not gonna say I want to get in trouble with God, but I've always been the type of person, I would hate to be ministering or something, or wherever my future is or something. I would hate to be walking in church and see a man I done slept with. And I'm not, no shade to the girls that have, girl, you are redeemed and moved on. But as for me, that's always been one of my biggest things. I would hate to be walking out ready to minister and then it's somebody in the crowd I done slept with. Or it's a couple men in the crowd I done slept with. You know what I mean? So for me, I've always just been like, when it comes to the church boys, I'm going to just leave them alone. I'm going to just leave them alone. I'm not even going to spoil them. That's the word I call it, spoil them. Or mess them up. Or break their heart. I guess that's what I just say. When it comes to the secular men, I'll break their heart all day. But when it comes to the church boys, no man. No sir. I don't even play with them. I don't even dibble dabble, joke with you, none of that. Like, because I don't even want to. God ain't about to. I ain't about to break you. So I say all that to say, when it came to physicality and it came to him trying to hit on me, or it came to him like trying to slide his little hand at my, he never really gave that to that degree. Now, did I know that there was a couple times I'm like, if I wanted to, I could, easy, and he would break like that? Of course. But I never really picked up on it, and I never really, like, took advantage of that. You know what I mean? Because that was just, like, not my intention. And like I said, I had went into it already saying, like, nah, like, when it comes to the church work, I don't even play like that. So, yeah. So, fast forward, like I said, I ended up noticing, like, okay, it's kind of like a dependency when it came to the daddy. Like, when it came to decision-making, the daddy called the shots. So I already knew what was coming down the pipe. When it came down to where I was going to be going to church at and this and the third, I already knew that daddy was going to be telling him, okay, cool, you can date her, you want to be with her, cool, but she coming to our church. And I felt that already because it was a couple of times he would ask me, like, hey, you should come to Bible study, you should come to this, you should come to that. And I'm a church kid, I already know what that means. You're trying to vet me. You're trying to have the people, you're trying to present me in front of the people. And to present that sooner, and they would have liked me because I'm that girl, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm a church girl, so it's not, you feel what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm no hoodlum. So they would have loved me, and then the next thing would have been, okay, well, since you did not say, you need to, will you come, you joining, right? And I wanted a place to be doing that. And I knew his daddy had such a heavy influence on his life that was going to be a big factor. Like, that was going to be a big deal if I did not come join him at his church. So fast forward, y'all. We end up stop talking. I can't remember why we stopped talking. I feel like, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I feel like I got in a relationship and stopped talking to him. I feel like I got a relationship and it wasn't really going anywhere. Like with him. Like it was just going on dates, but nobody's really talking about like what we're doing. Like, and my thing was like, this nigga's on my body. So I'm not to sit here and play with you if you don't know what you want to do. Like, I'm out. So we ended up stopped talking, kept it cordial, like it was cool, whatever. Fast forward, he's engaged. And guess to who? Wait for it. The girl at the birthday dinner. Shocker to us. Such a shocker. I'm not tripping at this point because time had passed. I think I hadn't graduated, but I think I was on the verge of graduating. I was at 8th grade at the time. So I'm not gonna say I didn't care that much, but I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now mind you, I did go, this is the same girl at that birthday dinner that you claimed was a best friend that was already eyeing me like she had a problem anyway. But cool. Let it go. Didn't care that much. Kept pushing. Ended up marrying the girl that was at the birthday dinner. The girl he claimed was his best friend. Like I said, found out they're engaged. I don't even think anything of it. I don't even think I like the photo. Like we weren't even following each other at the time. I think I was like, oh my god, I wonder what happened to that guy. Hit him up, I hit him up, but looked up his name and seen, oh my god, okay, that's that. He's engaged to the girl. So I'm like, okay, cool, and I wasn't really surprised because he had always expressed to me, which is another thing that I was attracted to. He had always expressed to me like how he wanted to get married, he wanted to have a whole bunch of children, and to me as a female, that was like not flattering, but that was like a good green flag. A man trying to settle down, marry you, and have children with you. That was like a green flag, and it was the type I knew I was going to be very well taken care of. You understand what I'm saying? Like very well taken care of. Probably didn't have to worry about anything financially. But it was just that dependency when it came to the father, his daddy, and you got to remember, y'all, I was gaining my own independency. I believe I was in the process of graduating. He didn't have a degree because while need one when you got your daddy. But so it was like I was in the process of gaining my own type of independency. So I really wasn't looking for a meal ticket or looking for a man to take care of me. I was ready to take care of myself. So like I said, I found out he's engaged. Call it that. I'm like, okay, cool, makes sense. So it was the girl. The one they'd be like, don't worry about her, that's the one you worry about. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So then maybe, I don't even know when, but later on down the line, a couple months later, he hadn't been married yet, but they were engaged. He hits me up on Snapchat. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he hits me up like trying to like chop it up, reconnect, like, and it was giving borderline. He was gonna be like, hey, we should go out. So I say, aren't you engaged? Because me personally, I just feel like if you engage, you have no business and nobody else messages or none of that. If you're engaged, is that just me? Or maybe y'all trust y'all niggas, but I mean, y'all really must trust y'all man because I just thought it was inappropriate. I thought it would be inappropriate for your man to be in somebody else's messages and y'all are engaged. That's your fiance. Yikes. Yeah, right. So he was like, oh well, we can't just update each other on each other's lives. We can't chop it up and just reconnect. And I'm like, no, because you're engaged. So that was that. I think I unfriended him, removed him as a friend off of that, and never talked to him again. I really don't know what happened. I know him and the girl did get married, so they went from engaged to married. His father Of course, married them, which was beautiful. So that was that on that, y'all. I mean, I couldn't be mad at it because, like I said, it wasn't a traumatic situation. He was very sweet, very nice. Nothing really went too far with him. So it was like, you can't do nothing but say congrats. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do nothing but be happy. What I didn't like was him trying to contact me knowing he was engaged. We're not reconnecting. It's not none of that. None of that. And it wasn't even like for me, because I know I'm strong. Even if he was weak, I would be not on that. But it was just like, it's just not appropriate. You know, some things are just not appropriate. So, and that was one of them. So I say all that to say these main key points, which is one, be careful how you move with men. Okay, but especially men that are, I guess, attached to the kingdom or men of God. Definitely be careful how you handle them, because you really don't want to spoil the bunch, like spoil your fellow members. Because you really want to look at them as like your brother. I know that's weird, but it's like, if you look at somebody as your brother or your sister, then you won't want to squander, you won't want to spoil them. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But I just feel like if you really care about people, if you really care about somebody, you don't want to break their heart or have them like stressed, emotional, feeling away because they did something we both know we ain't had no business doing. You know what I mean? Especially in church, because it's like the guilt that come with that is so unwarranted, so unnecessary, and so unneeded. Like, nobody needs it. But like I said, if you look at them like a brother, it'll be different. Now for me, it was a little hard to look at him like a brother because he kept claiming me as his girlfriend. I don't know if that was just nervousness. He was serious, joking. Like, I don't know what that was about, trying to build his own confidence. I don't know what that was about, but be careful and watch out for that. Anytime a man is like, you know, whatever. It was hard for me, like I said. It was hard for me to really see him as like a brother because he kept always calling me his girlfriend. So it was like tough. Watch these men that are tied heavily tied and dependent on their parents. They run the man's life. They'll run the boy's life. My type of situation, I don't think he was much of a mama's boy, but I don't know if he was a daddy's boy or whatever, but it was just like, I guess it was because his daddy was taking care of him. If I'm paying the bills, you live with me, I provide you a job, I will call the show. I run the spot. I run how this is going to go. So, and I knew that when, like I said, when he was very interested in going to Bible school, and because his father said, no, you ain't going to no Bible school, he didn't even look into it anymore. And I do understand it's like, well, he must really respect his daddy. And it was like, it wasn't really a respect thing. It was a matter of the man pays my bills, so I'm going to have to listen to what the man says. And for me, as somebody that's supposed to be my hood or future husband or my future man or whatever, I ain't going for that. I'm not just about to go do everything because that's what your daddy said. It got to make sense to me. Now, you need to get some balls, sir. You need to gain some cojones. Another thing, watch how a man moves you in between him and another female. I was a pawn, whatever was going on, if he meant to, didn't mean to, but whatever was going on with him and that girl, I'm in the middle. She looking at me like I done did something. I don't even know what her problem is. But she said I was in the middle of something, I didn't even know what's going on. So be wary of that, because men will have you in the middle of him and another female, and you don't even have a clue. And you don't even care that much. The last but not least, take your time dating. And when I say dating, I mean that. Go on the date. Stop going to that man's house. If you stop going to that man's house, y'all don't do nothing but chill, lay up. You get you a hot pocket, and then you become his hot pocket. Do something else. Because I'm telling you, if that man has gotten used to you just coming to his crib, laying up, he ain't got to take you nowhere, he ain't got to take you to get an ice cream cone from the McDonald's, what makes you think he's ever taking you on a date? Yikes. I'm listening. Right. Cut it out. Actually go on a date. Make these men take you on a date. Because 9 out of 10, they're going to do as least as possible. So, do that. But I say all that to say, y'all, that is about the time that I dated the mega pastor's son. Like I said, I don't have anything extremely traumatic when it came to him. It wasn't terrible. It's nothing I would never do again. It just showed me that in the church world, if you're not careful, you'll get played too, for one. If you don't play it smart, you will get played. Cause say I had a ran with the idea that this man was gonna marry me, and ran with the idea that me and this man are really gonna be together. I'm gonna be taken care of. He got this. His daddy gonna be this. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be this. Imagine I'd have gave my body up looking dumb, just for him to go marry the girl he knew he was gonna marry anyway. Wouldn't that be tea? That's what I'm saying. It's like it don't even be worth all that. Stay dangerous, stay safe, ladies, and stay smart. Okay. If y'all want another story time, like I said, I have quite a few story times. So please slide to my Instagram. Be sure to be tapped in, follow, so y'all can see when I post the polls in regards to what topics I can be discussing when it comes to my story time. Because when I tell y'all I got stories to tell, I got stories to tell. Like I said, I feel like I've lived at least 9 or 10 lives, like a cat. So the stories are a plethora of stories. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and be sure to tap in. And like I said, follow me on Instagram so y'all can stay tuned for all the upcoming story times, and you can give an insight or opinion in regards to what story times I want to hear next if you vote on the poll. But the only way you can vote is if you follow. So I'm gonna put that right there. Yeah, follow that. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for appreciating me. Love, joy, peace, and I'll see y'all the next time. I said, okay, my infatuation and translating to another form of what you call it.